there we go. All right, so we are live in pre-show, and you guys know Tess. Yeah, Dan says, hiya, Tess. Who have we got here?
Hi.
Tess, have you got the chat up?
I do have the chat up. Hey,
you've
Scott,
got the chat up.
the wife.
So you see Dave is here. Dan is here. There you are in the chat. Elmar's here. The wife,
here.
That's Marie. And Alexander. And let's see, Scott just got out, or Scott's getting out of the hospital tomorrow. He had a lobotomy. No. Yeah, he had part of his brain removed. But that was several years ago, and nobody noticed. So, no, I'm just teasing. I'm teasing. He did have some internal organs rearranged.
Terrible.
Yeah,
wow. Well, best wishes for that, Scott.
Yeah, he's going to be losing some weight. And Rich is here, Rod's here, Todd's here, Rudy's here, Nick's here. Well, shoot, we can go ahead and get started.
Gang's all here.
Yeah. So, Tess, are you going to IBC?
I am not, but PTZ Optics,
okay,
in essence, is. Yeah, so we're going to have Matt Richards, Paul's brother, if you guys didn't know that, and Patrick Kirby, our international business manager.
Uh-huh. Okay. Gotcha. But you're going to Vid Summit.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that I'm going to Vid Summit. So I've never been that far west, so that'll be fun. Never been to Cali.
Well, you've practically been there. I mean,
yeah,
Las
we've
Vegas
been to
is
Las
practically
Vegas.
California. Yeah. So when is
Close
Vid
enough.
Summit? That's
Vid
October.
Summit, October, 9th through 12th. And I'm going there mainly in part for the social media and video content learning as the digital marketer, but we're also going to be hopefully collaborating with some fun friends over there, like live streaming pros, and there's rumors that vMix might be headed there. I'm not sure. Live View as well is going to be there, so we're going to partner up with a few of them.
All right, very good.
Maybe I'll get to speak. That's my hope, but that's not been booked yet.
Oh, that'd be great. Yeah. That's always fun
if
to
they
add
talk
that
about
kind of
live
stuff to
streaming.
your resume. Well, they should have you on. They should. They'd be missing.
Well, I'm not one of the big wigs like some of the other names there, but
no. But here's the play, and somebody's going to pick up on this at some point. They're going to have you and Lurie on at the same time, and they're going to have the experienced pro and the young up and coming whippersnapper, and that's going to be the pairing. And y'all are going to be a great kind of duo to take it from two different angles. You are where she was 20 years ago.
I know, and we talk about that when I
ago,
chat with her. So
Yeah,
it's really fun. Just a good role model.
All right,
Chris Alexander.
Just a couple of minutes here.
First time watcher. Welcome to the party, Alexander.
Yeah, so
I just can't help it.
Tess notices that kind of stuff. She can't help it. All right, we got to mute the cell phone thing.
That's what I always have to tell Paul. Let me make sure mine's muted. His is the laptop or the Apple Watch. Jeez.
There's always something that's going to ring somewhere. All right.
Yeah.
All right, so let's see. Who else slipped in? Henry's here. Welcome. Glad to have you. And Peter is here. Great. Jan is here. And the wife. They're probably sitting on opposite ends of the same room, both with a laptop in their lap, so they can each chat. I love it. They're the ones that started the whole Facebook streaming idiots group. Jan and
really?
Marie. Yeah.
Wow.
They said we wanted to do something nice for Tom. They said, if we're really lucky and Tom really doesn't screw up a bunch, we might get 50 members of the group.
Wow. Well,
Now
you've
we've
surpassed that goal.
2,000. Yeah, well, we're not doing as well as you guys, but we don't have Tess, so there you go.
But you do.
Well, today we do. That's right. We sure do. Okay. All right, so sit tight for just a second. I'm going to mute your mic, and we're going to get the show started, and then I'll bring you in ASAP. Okay? You okay for time-wise? It's 3 o'clock on the nose. All right, let's mute Tess, and let's take her away, and let's go here. There we go. Now, let's see if we can get the start button going. Ready? Here we go. And it didn't work. Doggone it, I worked on that last week. Hang on a second. Well, I have to do it the simple way. I probably accidentally deleted something again. Or maybe I didn't save last week's work when I did it. So we'll just do it the quick and easy way. One second here, guys. Pre-show. That's it. That's it. So we're going to go there. And 3, 2. Welcome. This is Streaming Idiots. I'm Tom Sinclair, and I am so glad you are with us here today. As you can tell, I didn't have the intro working just right today, but that's that's the way live streaming goes. Big, exciting stuff going on today. First, we have a very exciting announcement that we'll get to in just a second, and then we have a how-to that I think you're going to want to stay for. The how-to we practiced in pre-show, and it worked splendidly. Well, almost. So we've tweaked it a little bit, and we'll see if we can't get it going. Streaming Idiots is all about live streaming. We have guests and all sorts of cool folks on every week. We hope you'll join us. We're every Wednesday afternoon at 3 o'clock Eastern Time, and available after that on Facebook and YouTube and sometimes Twitter. So we would love to have you join us and subscribe to any of that stuff as is appropriate. We also would love to have you come over to our, whoops, it was supposed to be right there. There it goes, there. to our website at easternshorebroadcasting.com, because then you can get it on the chat. So if you're watching us on Facebook or YouTube directly, come on over to easternshorebroadcasting.com and click the Watch Live tab so that you can get in on the chat room. We've got a bunch of folks in chat. And they what are they talking about? Oh, gosh. So who knows what they're talking about. But my special guest today has a special announcement. So let's bring in special guest. Hold it. Hopefully we've done it right. We'll bring in our special guest. There she is, Tess Protesto from PTZ Optics.
Hello.
Hello, Tess. So glad to have you
I'm
with
so
us
happy
today.
to be here.
This is
I'm
a
so
rare
happy to be here and that you invited
cameo
me.
appearance to have Tess on the show. Tess is the happy, fun part of the PTZ Optics Stream Geeks show on Mondays, and then they have the Tuesday lunch show, and then they have a Wednesday brunch show, and then they have a Thursday before you go to bed toddy show. Y'all have a show every day of the week, it seems like. Anyway, you're on all the time.
We are, essentially. Monday, Wednesday,
Yes.
Friday. Tuesday's a little impromptu, but we do stream Tuesdays.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. That's great. All right. So tell me about this big. I mean, I know what the big announcement is because I've been in on it from the beginning. But I wanted to bring you on and let you talk about it because you guys, PTZ Optics is really the big dog in this. So take it away. Tell us what the deal is. What is so big?
Okay, well, this is going to be really exciting for all of you House of Worship streamers out there, or House of Worship that would like to get into live streaming. We constantly are getting questions from people who maybe not have the funds to do a huge production for their House of Worship. So when we decided to do our biggest giveaway ever, we decided why not gear it towards houses of worships. So essentially, that's what the giveaway is. We've pulled together pretty much, so many large names in the industry that are willing to participate in this with us and offer some of their products and services, Tom Sinclair of Eastern Shore Broadcasting included. So it's kind of a big conglomerate of some big names. We've got vMix in there. We have NewTek in there. We have Magewell in there. We have, what else do we have in there? We have Wirecast in there as well as an option. We have a visit from Daryl Eves, and then you have support. This is going to be a big one for you guys, from Tom Sinclair of Eastern Shore Broadcasting on your vMix or PTZ Optics system, of course. Can't forget the main prize, 2 PTZ Optics cameras. So we're really excited about that.
Yeah.
And is there anything I'm forgetting, Tom?
I think the producer kit. Yeah.
Well, okay.
Or
So
did we change it?
yeah, everything that comes in the. I think that we are going to give everything that comes in the producer kit. So a streaming capable PC.
It's the whole
that comes with
9
capture card,
yards.
cabling. We're making sure that this
Yes.
house of worship, this church, is going to get everything they need to have a professional live stream.
Tess is going to roll up in an SUV, open up the tailgate, and all this stuff's going to be in it. And we're just going to take it out and install it. And some church or synagogue or other
X
house
keys.
of worship.
Oh my goodness. I'm
Don't
sorry,
forget
Dan.
X keys. Oh my goodness. Yes, really.
That's a huge one.
So it's going to be great. It's going to be great. Now, you in order to enter, you have to go. Where do we go to enter, Tess? Oh my goodness.
If you want to put me full screen, we could share this overlay really quick.
we could do that.
So, yes, if you want to enter, please share this with any house of worship that might be interested. You're going to head to ptzoptics.com/church-makeover. So ptzoptics.com/church-makeover. And
There we
there's a
go.
number of different ways to enter there, and we're really excited. You know, you have also all the way up until November to enter, because we are going to announce it at the WFX show in November in Orlando. What better place to announce a house of worship giveaway?
WFX, Orlando, November. Oh my gosh, I'm going to try to be there. That's going to be so much fun. Somebody is going to be some church is just going to freak out. And the
I know, I'm
WFX
already
conference is a
excited
church
for them.
conference too, isn't it?
Yes, that's exactly why we thought this would be a good place to make the announcement. And of course, for us as a company, it's definitely a good plan to put it out
Absolutely.
there.
Absolutely. All right, so you got to go to, hold on, let's get it back on again. You got to go to ptzoptics.com/church-makeover, and we'll make sure that this goes out into every social media that PTZ Optics and Eastern Shore Broadcasting are associated with. Share it with your friends. If your church doesn't do live streaming and wants to do live streaming, this is a great opportunity to get into it. It's going to be all the equipment you need, all the training you need, all the support you need from all the industry experts, the best of the best. It is so cool. It's going to be so much fun. And I'm stoked.
Very well said.
I am stoked.
Me too.
And, you know, Tess, I've got a theory about this whole thing, is that
What?
This whole concept of live streaming is not something that we discovered. It's something that was put into our path to be discovered. It wasn't something we created. It was already configured ahead of time. It's not like this is a surprise to God. Nothing is a surprise to him. I mean, he knows it all. Past, current, future. It's amazing. And so he knew that eventually we would trip over this technology, and it's perfectly crafted for what churches do, which is spread a message
Yep.
of hope and joy and love. And that's true of any house of worship. I mean, it just doesn't have to be a Christian church. It can be a Jewish synagogue or other faiths. I had somebody call me yesterday from a Russian Orthodox church, and they were interested in doing more with their live streaming than what they were doing already. So we told them about the giveaway. Well, this is
That's
so cool,
awesome.
and I know you've got. I think CNN is waiting to talk to you, so we need to let you go. Or was it Fox? I don't remember. Maybe it was ESPN. But there are calls. Important people are calling on your time, so we need to let you go. But thank you so much for the cameo appearance with us today.
Tom, thank you for being part of the giveaway with us. You're always there for us, and we really appreciate it. So
Oh yeah,
it's a lot
Wouldn't
of fun
miss
to
it.
be able to do this with you.
Wouldn't miss it.
And
All right,
like you said, just one last
big
thing,
hand for
'cause I'm
Tess.
talking.
Oh, one last thing. Okay, because she's talking.
Well, no, I just wanted to agree with you what you said about. I know I can't stop, but I just wanted to agree with you what you said about live streaming. As cheesy as it might sound, being perfect for churches, because they're often, I feel like, always looking for ways to have more support, to grow their congregation, and this is really a great opportunity for them. So
It is.
that's that.
Okay, and I just want to let you know you got out of your box, just so you would know.
I did.
Yeah, it's better.
Oh,
Okay.
of course. I talk with my hands. I do all that. I apologize for that.
All right. Here's the key. Here's the key. You got to put a confidence monitor behind the camera so that when you look at the camera, you naturally see yourself. Yeah, because,
I've got my computer monitor right here.
I know, but right here is not right here. I'm looking at you
Yeah.
right there. I can see you. You and I are making eye contact right now. Isn't that amazing? But
Because your confidence monitor is properly placed.
it's
I'm
right
looking.
there behind the camera.
My confidence monitor is here, and
Yep.
because I'm
Yep.
finagling this scenario.
Well, yeah, this was just an off-the-cuff, ad hoc cameo appearance by
That's what we do in the world of live streaming,
current
isn't it?
and future star. That's right. All right, get out of here. Get out of here. Thank you very much.
All right, Tom. We'll see you next time. Thanks again for having me.
Bye, Tess. All right, wasn't she great? She is awesome. She is awesome. Many thanks to Tess from PTZ Optics for coming on as a cameo because we're doing the church giveaway thing, and it's going to be awesome. You've got several months to get your church in on it. If you're a member of a church that's member of a broader group, like a denomination or something like that, share it with your denomination. You're not going to decrease your odds of winning, but you want to share the concept with as many different churches as you possibly can. And not only when you enter, it's not like you just enter and put your name in. There are all sorts of different ways to enter. You can enter by liking a Facebook group. You can enter by subscribing to a YouTube page. You can enter by making a video about what your church would do if it won. And you get different points or numbers of entry with each thing you do. I think you get like 5 entries if you make a video. You get 1 entry if you like something. So there are lots of different ways for you to do that. And I would encourage you to do it. I would encourage you to share it with other churches on your block or other churches in your denomination or in your faith. It's going to be a lot of fun. And that, let's see, do we have, yeah, this is a still of Tess, but we'll go ahead and bring it back up again because it's ptzoptics.com/church-makeover. ptzoptics.com/church-makeover. Okay, there we go. So, what do we do now? Well, we haven't been able to get any of our stuff to work. Let's see if we can get this to work. This show, as you know, is a giant infomercial for my company, Eastern Shore Broadcasting. It's just an infomercial. Yeah, so if you're like in Europe or Central Asia, you're watching us late at night. That's when all the infomercials come on, is late at night. So this is an infomercial. And this is an infomercial. Well, let's go ahead and start the infomercial, shall we? There we go. Okay. So this is an infomercial for all the things that we sell at Eastern Shore Broadcasting. We sell vMix, we design and build custom PCs, and we have off-the-shelf PCs that we craft for live streaming. We sell PTZ Optics cameras and Magewell capture cards and X-Keys controllers and Yuan capture cards. And we've just added the Bird Dog line, the Bird Dog TV studio, and then the Mini coming out next month at IBC. So don't miss out. Now, we also have a special announcement. I've been working with vMix. I've been working with. Oh, hold on. Let's go back out of that. There we go. I've been working with vMix for a long time, but I've working with them just recently on a special mouse pad. And it's kind of a good news, bad news situation. The good news was that they have an awesome design, and they were getting them shipped to them in Australia, but apparently the shipment, you know how it is with UPS. Instead of saying vMix in Australia and them sending it to the Gold Coast of Australia, which is a beautiful time. It's winter down there, or approaching winter down there. It's in the fall. They accidentally messed up and they sent it to vMix, the vMix temporary headquarters, which is here at my studio in Fair Oak, Alabama. So tomorrow, this trailer tractor load of mouse pads is going to show up. And, we're not going to be able to send them all over the world, but we can at least send them in North America. So if you need a vMix mouse pad, I mean, here's the one that we had from NAB. Yes, it about worn it out. But there is a special design in this new mouse pad, and the tractor trailer will be here tomorrow. And there's a special, I should have written it down in a graphic. Yeah, there's a special address that you need to send it to. And it is, hang on one second and we'll get it right up here, because we have all this great information right at hand. And it is, come on, here we go. It is, I need a mouse pad. I need a mouse pad at vmix.com. I need a mouse pad at vmix.com. Now, if you send it to I need 10 mouse pads at vmix.com, it probably will get kicked back to you. So don't try that one. But I need a mouse pad at vmix.com will get you this exclusive USA version of the vMix mouse pad. Is that the truck now? No? Okay. And yeah, I mean, we've had to rent a forklift and we've had to rent some warehouse space because I don't know how many pallets of these things are coming in. So that's the deal. I need a mouse pad at vmix.com. Okay. So if you're in Europe, you'll have to talk to the European mousepad distributor for vMix and contact vMix at I need a mousepad in Europe at vmix.com. No, not really. But if you're in Europe and you need a mousepad, send a note to I need a mousepad at vmix.com. You won't get the special USA edition, but you'll probably get something that's even better. All right, so now let's move right along to the technical portion of this show. And that is that I had a client approach me this week and he said, Tom, I really need a back channel. I need to talk to my guests in private while my show is going on. I'm showing a video or I'm doing an intro or there's something going on that's being live streamed and is being recorded, but I want to converse with my guest and I don't want our conversation or our picture, our video, to be part of the recording. I want to be able to do a back channel on that. And so we worked for a little while, he and I, and I couldn't quite get it. And I said, well, I'll tell you what, Michael, let me go back and work on this on my own. You know, it's like, you know, all the pressure to perform. So so I did some research, and if you're looking for a place to do research on finding out some stuff about vMix, go to the vMix forum. It's forums plural, forums.vmix.com, and you can just do a search. You can do a search for mouse pads, European mouse pads. And you can find almost anything you need there. It's a great place for information. And sometimes you have to get a little of it here and a little of it there and put it together on your own in order to make it work, but that's okay. So I went there, and there was somebody that was sharing some concepts of using the solo channel and the A bus or the B bus in order to do that. And so Tommy Willis has already ordered his I need a mouse pad at vmix.com. Okay, Tommy, you're probably on the list. There we go. So I actually had a guest on earlier that was going to help us with that, but he couldn't stay. He got called away, so I'm going to have to fake it. I'm going to have to fake it. Fake it till you make it. But here's the plan. Number one, you want to solo the guest. And that means when you solo the guest, that means you as the host are the only one that can hear the guest. Solo the guest, that's number one. And then the second thing you want to do is you want to assign your audio, my audio, to either the A or the B bus. And let's just call it the A bus for the sake of simplicity. And then, since you're on a vMix call, you want to change the guest's audio source to the A bus. So you solo the guest so that you can hear them. You change or you don't have to change it, but you add your audio to the A bus, and then you have their audio source become the A bus so now that they can hear you. And then the fourth part is you take both your audio and your guest's audio, off of master. And so what that's done is it's effectively created a back channel that is not recorded because it's not on master. It's only on the A channel for the guest, and then you're hearing it solo. And you can do this with a series of shortcuts. And so I have a shortcut that I called A. Well, I won't tell you about it. Let me show it to you. Okay, so let's go to a little desktop capture here. And let me bring up my shortcuts so that you can see them. We'll scroll down to the bottom. And I've got a bunch of them down here. You can see I've got A's to start all this process and B's to stop all this process. And currently it's set up with two callers. And so let's see. Okay, so you can see right here we've got A, the key A, turning the solo on for guest number 1. And we've got the key A turning the solo on for guest number 2. And then let's skip down to the next A. Oops, that one may not even be configured correctly. Let's see. Audio bus off. Let's see what that one is. Okay. So here in this one, let's go back here. So this is A right here, audio bus off. I've basically taken the guest off of the master channel. And then here with this A, I've taken the host off of the master channel. And there with this A right here, I've put the host on the A bus channel using the audio bus on command. And then the last sequence in A is I have taken the guest and I have changed their audio source, the source of audio that they're listening to channel A. And then my B's right here basically undo everything I just did. And I've actually got it set up, again, I've got it set up for 2 callers, and it's not set up completely for 2 callers. I ran out of time. I was trying to add a second caller so we could get tests on there, and I ran out of time. I think I didn't include the master on that one. So the idea is, again, number 1, that you turn on the solo for the guest. You turn on, well, in this case, you take the guest off of master. You take the host and put him on A, and there should be one on here that takes the host off of master. So that's, yeah, there it is right there. That takes the host off of master. So we'll take a look at that one. In fact, why don't we just walk through all of them? All right, so we've got solo on for guest number 1, and there's no value down here. So the key is A, the function is solo on, and then it's guest number 1. And then we'll do, this is guest number 2, which is exactly the same. And then we'll go to that one, which is for guest number 1, we're taking the audio bus off of, and M is the value for master. And you can see down here, it's got buses M, A, or B. And so the value is M for master. So I'm basically taking guest number 1 and I'm turning off their audio to the master bus. All right. And then we'll go and edit that one. A, audio bus off. We're taking the host off of the master bus. All right. And then we're taking the host and putting him on the A bus. We don't have to put the guest on the A bus, because if we did, then we would have to monitor the A bus and we would hear ourselves at the same time, so we would get that echo that you get, which is why we're using solo for them, because we don't want it. It creates essentially a mix minus. All right, so and then the last thing we do for the guest, and again this is guest number 2, but it should be guest number 1, is we assign them to bus A. Or is that the same thing? Let's look there. Yep. Yeah, we're assigning their vMix call audio source to bus A so that they can see. And somebody says he thinks text messaging may be less complicated. Well, if anybody would like to call in, I can illustrate to you how it might work. Do we have somebody that's called in quite by accident? How did you get this number? Is that Marie? Oh my gosh. Oh, I know you got it because you looked at it right down here on the keys. Oh, you guys are so smart. All right, so let's see. Let's hold on a second. Let's get out of this and we'll go to this one right here. And this is not Tess anymore. And so let's merge that in right there. And let's get your audio on. Welcome.
Hello.
Oh, let me turn your audio down. You're too excited. I'm so glad you joined us.
Well, you shouldn't leave, so it's non-secret numbers. Open to everybody.
That's right. That's right. Well, I'm careless, and I live in a world full of trust. Okay, so here's
Yeah.
here's the.
Isn't it?
Oh, you can't live like that. You can't live like that. So here's the deal. What I want to do is to create a back channel for you and I and let everybody else at home hear that the back channel, that you and I can talk and they can't hear us, and they wouldn't be able to see us, of course, unless we weren't here. So I'm going to press the A button, and if I've done this
Internet.
Okay. All right. So let's see. So there we go. So we're back to normal. So we had a great little conversation, you and I.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and I agree. I agree that Jan should do that. He should do that. Definitely. Yep. Yep. Giles is saying in chat that he's got an NDI solution for that too, so that they can create a call screening situation. That's cool, Giles. I want to hear more about that. He's gonna have that ready for next week. So
He's just gonna
there
need
you go.
to get more speedy on those numbers reading off the screen and getting onto vMix poll.
Yeah, that's right. So I've got to change all my numbers now. Doggone it. Yeah, Elmar's there. He's giving us the evil laugh. So yeah, if anybody else, here's the thing. If anybody else happened to see that number, they could call in right now, right on top of you, and knock you off. And yes,
No!
yeah, they could. Not that we would want them to, but they could. And I think that's a feature that vMix needs to add, is the ability to lock in a call. Once somebody's on a call, you shouldn't be able to knock them off. That's not a good thing. Because in the pre-show today, I had given both guests the same number by accident. And so I had Tess on, and then the second guest came in and knocked Tess right off, and she didn't know what happened. It was terrible. Okay. Well, thank you for calling in and allowing me to illustrate this point so beautifully. And
Yeah.
and tell Jan that we didn't talk about anything we shouldn't have talked about. Yeah. Yep.
It's
All
time
right,
to
my
go.
dear. Thank you for your time. We'll see you
You're
later.
welcome.
All
Bye.
right. So there you have it. That's it. It works. It works in real life, and I appreciate Jan loaning Marie to us. Yeah, we know who wears the pants in that family. So as Giles says, there's a way to do that with NDI, and that'll be fun to discover. And if you're not an NDI person and you just want to do it the good old-fashioned way, using what essentially is just mixer controls with the solo and different buses, you can do all that with inside vMix. And I probably should write that out in a description. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll write that out in a description. Well, you've been very kind to bear with me today for this show. I appreciate you dialing in for that. Well, actually, you didn't dial in. Marie dialed in, and Tess dialed in, and our other guest, who will go unmentioned because he couldn't stay the whole time. But nevertheless, thanks so much for watching. Next week we can't tell you, haven't confirmed it yet, but we'll have a good show for you next week. That'll be Wednesday at 3:00 Eastern. I'm Tom Sinclair. This has been Streaming Idiots. You will definitely want to go to easternshorebroadcasting.com and sign up for our email list. We've got some specials coming out this fall that you're going to want to hear about, you're going to want to know about. And you also want to join our Facebook group on Facebook called Streaming Idiots, and then also subscribe to our YouTube channel. And by doing one of those three things, or maybe all three of those things, you'll be in the know with what's going on. There's a great group of folks at Streaming Idiots that are talking about live streaming practically 24/7, because we've got members from all over the world, and sharing ideas, sharing concepts. There's a lot of chatter right now about American football, because we're moving into that season, and all the different things that people are doing. But a lot of the things that they're talking about, they may be talking about specific to American football, but the application, of course, is much broader. So we would welcome you into those discussions at Streaming Idiots, the group on Facebook. Would also remind you that we have, coming up this fall in November, we're giving away an entire church streaming outfit. We're giving away the PC, the cameras, the software, the cables, everything you need. The only thing you're going to have to supply is power and internet. And I'm going to be there to teach you how to use it and to give you tech support after the fact. And it's going to be a ton of fun. ptzoptics.com/church-makeover will get you to the page where you can enter. So make sure you do that. Send it to all your friends. Subscribe, like, gift. What else can you do? Pat on the back. Yeah, all that kind of stuff. So thanks for tuning in today. If you're watching live, stick around for the pre-show. We'll be doing pre-show in 37 seconds. Bye now. Post-show. Doggone it. And we're out. There we go. Let's get into post-show, and let's see if we can get this done right here. Color adjust. Da-dun, 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 da-dun. Blues, blacks. Nope, that must not be it. Let's see if we can refresh it. Reload page. Maybe that'll do it. There we go. There's the chat. All right. There's the chat. So it is the post-show, not the pre-show. Dialing in. Is that still the proper term, says Rich. Rich, when you're my age, the language changes, but the brain remains the same. What can I say? All right, let's see. I've got my confidence monitor, as I mentioned. I've got it set up, so let's put chat over there at that so I can see that and see you guys. Thank you so much, Marie, for dialing in. That was a great thing. There's some discussion in chat. You got to go to chat, easternshorebroadcasting.com right down there. There's a discussion about a mankini that Jan is going to be wearing on his next show. So that'll be interesting. That'll probably be Monday on the World of Live Streaming show. So you won't want to miss out on that. Jan in a mankini Monday at 3 o'clock Eastern in the World of Live Streaming show. So there you go. Let's see, can we make Giles's comment appear? Yeah, there we go. Giles apparently was going to wear a skirt too soon. Daniel says, the button to go full screen on your page still isn't working. You know, that's funny because I looked at the coding today, Daniel, and it does say allow full screen. So I'll have to go back and test it. And in fact, I edited that page ahead of time. I don't know if you can take a look at the code on that and see what I missed, because it's inevitable that I missed something about it. Giles says, I think vMix does lock the call now. Well, it didn't this morning, and I'm using the latest version. So maybe there's a trick to that that I don't know about. Let's see, what else? All right, going back up to Giles' solution. Giles says, Tom, I have an NDI solution for this too. We designed it for StreamFest, which means the person, I lost it. Let's see if I can bring it back here. Which means the person screening the calls could be on a separate PC. Happy to share that. On a separate PC. Well, that's the great thing. Happy to share if you want, but I need to prepare some maybe for next week. Yes, let's chat about that. That would be really cool, because it would be interesting to take a call, for you to take a call in the UK and then route it to me here in the US. Can you do that? Or no, I guess if it's NDI, it has to be on the same network. Well, we could do the VPN thing. So there we go. So Mike was taking a shot every time I said solo. Mike, are you still there? Let's see, is Mike still on the list? I don't see him on the list. He probably fell over. So, yeah, there's Mike on the list. So Mike, solo, 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 solo. There you go. I'll fix his wagon. The difference between, see, this is what you miss if you don't get in on the chat. The difference between a skirt and a kilt is what you wear underneath. And Giles wants to know, did I write allow full screen in Southern? Well, Southern is the same as regular English. It's just harder to understand. By the way, when you use the mobile app for Chatwing, then Giles' writing does not appear. Well, it's the same thing happens here too. Yeah, let's see. Can I come into this? Can I make that? Let's see. Yeah, it doesn't appear. I got to fix that. Actually, Giles, you just need to make your text be black. Giles says, yeah, the idea is local call screening. One vMix but two PCs. The second PC is for taking the guest off air. Can be fairly low spec. Well, it can't be too low spec or it won't work. I've got an old Dell Inspiron 1521 that vMix call doesn't work with. And Martin said it. Martin said it never will. Control A to reveal the invisible link. That's right. That's right. Okay. The last bottle of summer. Well, Jens, you need to come here because it's going to be summer here until October, maybe even November. Sometimes I'm wearing shorts in January. Josh says, you need to make my text black. Oh, that's because you're a moderator. Why don't we just make you not a moderator anymore? I can't fix that live. Can't fix that live. So, what do you think? Tommy, I think, commented earlier on the, Mike says the bottle's empty. Well then, solo for the next one. The church streaming idea I'm really excited about, and part of the cool idea that Tess and I didn't communicate as well as we should is that this is not just for churches that don't have it, but for churches that have a subpar system or a system that they want to be better. And what could be better than having a pair of PTZ Optics cameras and vMix to run it? So, okay, Giles is saying my 10-year-old dual-core laptop is good for a call screening machine. Huh. Well, my 9-year-old is suffering, so maybe I need to try. So if you're already live streaming at your church and you want to get in on this, then you still can. I mean, you don't have to be not live streaming to get in on it. In fact, my guess is there are going to be more churches that want to do the makeover part. Sorry, I need a yawn button. What was it we talked about, where a face just comes up and superimposes itself over mine so that I can yawn and nobody sees me? Yeah, in fact, I've got just the face right here. We could let this one come up. Yeah. I couldn't help but play with that. Let's see. Jens, I don't have any experience with the newest BirdDog firmware, but you'll be seeing it next month. In fact, you'll see the Mini before we do. And guest 874 says, Tom, why is it that I cannot get chat and live video at the same time? Well, it depends on where you're watching. If you're watching on Facebook, then the chat's not there. If you're watching on YouTube directly and there's chat there, that's not this chat. You'll need to go to easternshorebroadcasting.com and click the Watch Live tab, and you should get the chat and the video there, and you can pop out either one or both. Is the giveaway international? Ah, Chris, I wish it were. It's USA only, simply because of the tech support portion of it. If I need to visit, and I think there's also going to be a video team that's going to be on site for part of this, and I may end up being on site for part of it too. So that's why it has to be done in the U.S. And we thought about Canada, and we thought about some of the other places that are close to the U.S., but the whole customs thing, it was just a mess. We may do it with the next one. We'll have to see if we can. This one was kind of put together, in less than, on the back of an envelope, as they say. Yeah. Let's see. Seems to be something happened with Jens's BirdDog. What does a BirdDog say when it releases the magic brown smoke? Well, that sounds like something broke. Okay. All right, Giles logged in with Google. Now we can see him. And William Lee posted the link to the Eastern Shore Broadcasting watch page. Thank you very much. Daniel says, that's where our church is right now. We're using 3 older Canon VC C4 SD cameras, and it would be nice to upgrade to HD cameras for better, clearer video. Absolutely. Absolutely. In fact, I was talking with somebody this morning. No, I guess it was probably Monday now. And they had an old IP camera that they've been live streaming with for years, and standard definition off a laptop, and they were ready to make the upgrade. Giles says the screening machine only needs to be able to run the NDI monitor, not the full vMix system. Well, there you go. That's probably the difference then. I'll have to take a look. Michael Graves is here. Welcome, Michael. We are in post-show. So glad to have you here. Who else might have popped in when we weren't looking? William Lee, of course. Michael Graves. Mike, we got. Jim's here. Who else popped in that we haven't recognized? Jens, Paulo, and guest 874. 874, did you ever get video and chat on the same page at the same time? I know sometimes the Chatwing app is not particularly friendly and won't populate the page like it's supposed to. So you may have to refresh a time or two to get that to work out. Get that to work out. I don't know if Rudy's here, but Giles or Tommy can speak to this. Have you guys got all of the StreamFest live videos posted up somewhere? You might want to put that in chat so that we can go back and watch our favorite show or discover some new favorite shows. Oh, and another piece of news. Many of you know Jim Jacobs. He was on the StreamFest live show. He was at StreamCon last year showing off his OB trailer. Jim's dad died on Monday, and they were very close. And you know, it's always tough when you lose a family member. So I would just give a shout out to Jim, and we're missing you, and I know you're missing your dad, and our thoughts and prayers are with you. And if you know Jim, you know, you might want to just shoot him a quick email or Facebook note or something like that, and just encourage him. That would be good. All right, Dan. Rich says that video and chat won't work on iOS and Android devices. Really? Huh. So this is an Android device. I wonder if that's browser dependent. EasternShoreBroadcasting.com. Okay. And it'd be cool if I could mirror my browser screen and watch live. And okay. Well, I'm on an Android. Now this is Firefox. So there's the live stream, and there's the chat. I guess it might be blowing out a little bit. Yeah, there you go. You can see it. So let's see how it works in Chrome. It may just be, you know, the state of California, Rich, just doesn't like me. EasternShoreBroadcasting.com. Watch live. This is the Chrome browser now. And the chat is not appearing. Oh, no, I take that back. I've got both the video, how it works in Chrome, and the chat. It may just be, you know, the state of California, Rich, just doesn't like me. Or maybe not. Okay, so we've debunked that. I don't have an iPhone, so I can't get it. 874 says, watching you on ESB.com on iPhone 6s Plus. Aha, that may be. And sometimes you just have to scroll up the page in order to see the chat, and it's kind of skinny. Giles says that he thinks all of the StreamFest videos are there now. Go to youtube.com/stepbackintimetv/playlists, and it'll be there. And Michael Graves says, Tom, how do you color match PTZ Optics cameras? Well, I'll give you my secret, Michael, but you got to promise not to tell. I only use one camera. Oh, looks like the chat disappeared. We'll have to get it back. So yeah, that's why I've never done it. Now I know Paul Richards at PTZ Optics has done a pretty thorough for Paul, video on how to white balance them using the built-in menu on the camera, and then how to color balance it using the new color balancing stuff in vMix. So we might try to dig out that. Oh, and Paul's here. Paul says the new PTZ app works well for color matching too. Well, I'll let Paul address that. He's the man. All right, let's see. Rich says another item they've banned in California. That would be me, the great firewall of California. That's right. Chris says his Android chat's okay. So there you go. All right. So Michael says their internal controls are challenging. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. But like anything else that's new and different, it's unusual. It's strange. But once you've done it 20 times, you know what you need to do. Now, I'll tell you, I had a less than, well, I won't say less than positive. Well, it was less than positive when it wasn't bad. But I didn't have a tremendous experience with my adventure into the Marshall cameras, the little POV cams. In fact, I have some of those left over if anybody's interested in. I'll make you a heck of a deal on them. And part of it was because the interface was really clunky. And it was not designed for, it wasn't designed for speed. It wasn't designed for ease of use. I think it was just an amalgamation of every control they thought, and they just threw it on a page, and there it was. And so, in order to set up one of those cameras, it took a while. It took a while to get used to going to all the different places and clicking and dragging and doing all those kinds of things, and so I finally gave up. I'm not that kind of camera guy. Michael says they're not sufficiently technical to detail matching cameras for someone who's accustomed to CCUs. That's because they weren't designed by somebody that's familiar with that technology, would be my guess, Michael. It may be that at some point PTC Optics can take a look as their cameras are going out of the conference room into the live streaming studio, and out of the live streaming studio perhaps into other studios, that they would make some of those interfaces more familiar. Just like, here's a great example. I'm not coming from a broadcasting background, and so here's my X keys. As you can see, it's still a work in progress. My XK80, which I just dearly love. Yes, I did have a joystick, but somebody begged me to send it to them, so I did. So the XK80 is a great controller from my perspective because it executes shortcuts. Somebody that comes from broadcast world is going to come in, and the first thing they're going to say is, "Where's the T-bar?" What are all these buttons marked main shot, side by side, guest only, outro, cut, close, post show, pre-show? What are those buttons on there? Those aren't on a controller. And so it's this kind of technology that is really coming from two separate places, kind of the groundswell from the live streaming world, which is not necessarily people with a TV background, and then traditional broadcast. And it's not merging well because people have established patterns and procedures and workflows and hardware and software that doesn't match up naturally with the broadcast world. Now, there are folks like Blackmagic, for example, that have been in the broadcast world forever and ever, but in some ways, even their stuff doesn't graft well into the live streaming world. I mean, I was setting up a Blackmagic Decklink Duo 2 card yesterday, and from a live streaming perspective, the ports ought to be numbered sequentially, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, they weren't numbered like that. They were numbered 1, 3, 2, 4. And why is that? That's just because that's the way Blackmagic does it. So there you go. There you go. All right. Let's see. Tommy says he's on another computer. What did he miss? Well, it depends on who you are. Either a lot or not much at all. Alert, no chat room on iOS iPad. Daniel says the chat shows up on an iPhone, but if you click the video to watch it, it goes full screen and the rest of the page goes away. Huh. Well, that's no good. Michael Graves says, I used X keys in a control room back in 2004. Well, to heck with that theory then. Daniel says he gets the chat on his iPad mini. Chris is saying, are you using the Safari browser? Wife has said, do you miss me being live with Tom? There you go. Oh, did you miss me being live with Tom? Yeah, that's right, Tommy. She was live. Michael says, we used them to control the graphics playback so one keypad could run 6 to 8 channels of graphics. Oh, that's cool. Tommy said it was a highlight of his day. Daniel says Safari. Giles says, let's just start over for Tommy. Marie says, I did it partly to mess with Tom, but also to make your day. Mostly I did it because John was a wuss. Meaning John wouldn't call in. All right, Chris says, strange. I don't have chat room on Safari or Chrome, but I have the full site. Huh. Jan says, I believe the numbering of ports on the Blackmagic DeckLink version 2 cards are to stay backward compatible with the older cards. I think you're right, because the old DeckLink Duo was a 2-port, 2 ports input and 2 ports output, and then they converted the outputs to inputs, and the numbering was 1, 2, and then this one became 3, and this one became 4. Yeah. Oh no, I understand why, but it just coming at it from a I don't know nothing world, it seemed a little odd until I found out the backstory. Yeah. Rod says, anyone here use dot restores? Don't know. And Marie has posted an avatar or an icon of something. I can't make it out. Yep. Jan says, originally every other connection was a loop through or output. Right. Yep. Yep. Got it. And still is. In fact, when you get the card initially, you have to configure the connectors, or what I would call the 2 and the 4. The 2 and the 4 don't appear to work. But that's just, knowing the tricks. Knowing the tricks of the trade. So, you hear that? That's the guard dog that lives in the suite next door. I'm a series of 5 suites here, and I am in I'm in D, and E is next to me, and they have a little yapping dog that comes to work with them. So there we go. So what has somebody's dialed into channel 1 for guests? Who is that? And this is what's this is great. This is what's live on my vMix channel 1.
On Saturday with a fairly good chance, a 60% chance of showers and maybe some thunder. High temperature 80, humidity levels rising too, so it'll feel a little bit sticky outdoors. Low 67, and then Sunday, mostly sunny but warm. High temperature 87 degrees. Monday, partly cloudy, a 30% chance of showers. High temperature 80.
I don't know who's sending that to me, but that's Sam Ricard. Sam, are you here? Is that you? That is too funny. Too funny. Are the mouse pads here? Not yet. Not yet. They were supposed to be shipped yesterday, and they were going to arrive today. Actually, they were supposed to be shipped like 3 weeks ago, and they're supposed to be in Australia, but they sent them to the wrong address. So it's a good thing, though. Again, I've got 5. There are 5 suites right here. I'm in Suite D, and behind us is a series of for rent warehouses, and those guys have a forklift that they can loan me, and I'm going to rent a warehouse to put 5 pallets of mouse pads. So if you need a mouse pad, we're going to have mouse pads. In fact, I might take some video of it when they come in. Rod, yes, Restream.o, a lot of people use it. I've used it before. Jan says, in any case, to protect the connectors from wear and tear, you should wire them to some sort of patch panel. Yep, that way the patch panel is the one that wears out. Is that dog NDI compatible? Haven't asked him. He's a yapper. I don't think that's a copyright strike, because that's Sam. We'll cut back to it. I think he's gone now, but that's the last shot. But that's a local broadcast. Sam owns the broadcast, and he or one of his friends has populated my channel with it. So I doubt if we'll get, I don't know, we could get a copyright strike on that, but I don't think so. Let's see. Maria's saying, Rich, so we get to say we knew him before he got even more famouser. Okay, you must be talking about somebody else. Jan says a patch panel will also protect the card and the connectors from mechanical stress from the cables. That's a really good idea. Yep. Giles says, Thomas, will you send mouse pads to the UK? And I've never actually bothered to ask for a mouse pad before. I won't. But it's not because I don't love you, because I do. But there is another method of getting mouse pads to the UK. So if you will send a email to I need a mouse pad at vmix.com, not I want, that's the old address. The new address is I need a mouse pad at vmix.com. Oh, it is Sam, that rascal. Is he going to go live with a weather report? Oh, he's not paying us any attention. In fact, he's undressing. Maybe we better cut away from that before it gets ugly. Not ugly, but it is before it gets too much. Anyway, okay, so I need a mouse pad at vmix.com. We'll get you a mouse pad of some variety, but it will not be the exclusive USA variety. But I tell you what, today I'll make a deal, because I've got 5 pallets of mouse pads out there. Not yet, but I will. If Giles, if you will come to NAB next spring, I will bring you a mouse pad. Now there's an offer that, in fact, if anybody will come to NAB next spring from Europe or Asia or Africa or South America or any of the other continents that I might have missed except for North America, I will give you a mouse pad. There's an offer you can't refuse. Yep. All right, let's see. Who is that? Rian Smith says, came in late, Tom, but you rock. Well, you're easily impressed. That's all I can say. I'm teasing. Yeah, we got a little strip tease from Sam. I wonder if Sam knows about that. That's funny. If you're local to Sam, you need to call him and tell him, say, did you know you were undressing in front of that camera? He probably did it on purpose. He's got a great sense of humor. Too funny. Giles says it's a great offer. Anyone wants to sponsor my visit to NAB. Rich says mousepad equals overseas ticket. Sounds about right. I think you're getting the better end of the deal. Yep. And the islands in the Caribbean. Absolutely. Yes. Islands in the Caribbean. Although I don't consider those part of, they're more associated with the North American continent than they are any other continent. Maybe you could make an argument for Central America, but so don't know. But Caribbean, I don't know. I tell you what, do this. If you want a mouse pad, send a note to I need a mouse pad at vmix.com, and they will decide, hey Jerome, and they will decide who the appropriate distributor is to send a mouse pad to you. It may be me. I don't know. Jerome, I want you to keep me up to date on that compression issue with the audio. Michael Graves says this Wii i3 box is handling your playback and chat today. Well, Michael, this Wii i3 box, and it's actually not very Wii, but it is an i3 box, is handling all the streaming and recording today at NDI. Rihanna says, North America, definitely tell that to the satellite providers. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I forgot about that. Giles says, let's face it, guys, these mouse pads are for Alabama only. Well, that means Tommy gets a pallet. And Dennis gets a pallet. And Jim gets a pallet. Oh, that's funny. Michael says, I bought it to be an NDI monitor station, 175. Oh, what a good idea. I mean, that's as cheap as a TV. Marie says, the important part, do they get their mouse pads from you? Well, they may. I mean, you know, I've never had this many before. Jerome says he will. Jerome has an interesting issue at the church where the choir is at a reasonable level, and I guess he's taken a house feed from the soundboard there in the church, and so he's getting the house mix, and the pastor is significantly louder, and so he's trying to decide, does he need to add compression, does he want to just have a shortcut key that he would use to automatically reduce the volume of the pastor. Is there a plug-in that he would use, that kind of thing. Michael Graves said this one is about the size of a deck of cards. Oh, that's interesting. And it's an i3? Cool. Yeah, we could stack mouse pads about 20 mouse pads deep and sleep on them. Somehow that doesn't sound very comfortable. Oh, that's great. Yeah, Rian, when you come to Streaming Idiots, you get connected with people from all over the world that are doing all sorts of crazy things, and inevitably there's somebody out there that's doing something that's of interest to you. That's the thing I love about kind of being, Main Street in the live streaming world. There's so much more. Yeah, Marie says she needs more than one mouse pad for doing yoga. That's right. Yeah. And I think a pallet up. I tell you what, we'll redirect one of the pallets to Sweden. How about that? All right, guys. Well, it looks like we'll check in on Sam, the mayor, the weather mayor, again, and he's pretty well left us. So we have to assume that channel is open. Michael Graves has got a nice suggestion, Jerome, is to get a separate feed for the pastor and auxiliary out so you can manage that level independent of the choir. And of course, and then you can add compression limiting in vMix. The best bet, is to have the soundboard give you an alternative output of the whole thing that's set up with all the volumes correct for streaming. And depending on the board, it might have an open aux channel where you could get the entire output of the board sent to you, but mixed for streaming, not for the house. All right, Mike Benke, apparently, since we haven't said solo recently, is cognizant and says he's the second one wanting to hear where you get an i3 box for $175. I'm thinking Intel compute stick for NDI monitor strapped to a regular TV. Something like that, yeah. I wonder if TVs will ever have NDI built in. Wouldn't that be interesting? I mean, obviously it would take more than just, I don't know what it would take. Good idea, Mike. Good idea. Well, I don't want to be a party pooper, but I need to, I've got a PC to finish building. I've got some folks to ring back. And if you know anybody that's needs some help with their live streaming and needs vMix, please let them know. I had somebody call me this morning, bless his heart, and he said, I've tried the trial and I bought vMix and now I need some help. Well, if he just bought it from us, he would have had free lifetime tech support. But he didn't, and so he won't. I mean, he can buy it. You can buy a package from us. So if you've got vMix and you need tech support, you can buy a tech support package. But and it sounded like he was going to take a lot of support. And if you know anyone that is interested in getting into live streaming and needs some counsel, you can counsel them. You don't need me for that. Anyway, okay, we're going to close up shop here. We'll let the stream run out. Looks like the chat went away. See if we can refresh that. We'll let the stream run out. So if it buffered for you earlier, it won't leave you high and dry now. And I will see you guys next week. Giles, I will be in touch. Jerome, I'm interested in following what's going on with that. And Marie, I want to see you do yoga on 500 mouse pads. Yeah. So thank you all so much, and I will see you next week.